Hey everybody, Jason Reese, Focus Creative Studio, coming at you today with a product review, which I don't do too often, but I'll start doing a little bit more as I start ordering some more 3D printed stuff from other artists. A lot of them are supporting me, so I want to return the favor and do the same for them. This particular case, we're going to be looking at MODELU's figures and HO scale. This came about, I was sourcing the web and just looking to see what might be out there for some figures, now that 3D printing is really prevalent in our hobby of model railroading, to see if I can find some things that I could put on the waterfront diorama that I've been working on. Last month on Patreon, I jumped in, did a waterfront series of models with some bollards, tires, and a large crane as part of that. And so I was looking for figures specifically that could complement that scene. So I jumped on MODELU's site, worked with Alan and Chris, great guys, and managed to grab some waterfront stuff along with a few others. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. These guys are in the UK, based out of Bristol, and their current process, as I understand, is they're into the scanning side. So they're digitally scanning actual people that are modeling a particular pose with props and the whole 9 yards. So they're doing a fantastic job. So you can see I ordered, looks like 3, 4, 7 different sets of models from them. No, there's no kickback for me. I'm just doing flat out of the box. Never seen their product in person. So I wanted to order it and go through that to see how they ship it. So where we're at. So this is the seated crew bundle it's the railway and line side. So first look, these are exactly what I was hoping for. So we'll see if I can I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get enough detail here on the video, but you can see just with these that the poses are, nobody's doing these, so they're doing these in their studio with scanning. So these are seated crew that are different kinds of seats. It even looks like open. There's a crate on one of them. So I'm pretty excited. This is, I built up a little bit of hype on the 3D print page, then on my website or on my Facebook page, really kind of crossing my fingers that these would be outstanding. So the second one here, another railway and line side, but this is the Fisherman Bundle. So this is one that I wanted to make sure I could use for the scene that I set up specifically on the waterfront. I got one here in front that I grabbed this guy here specifically so that he could be setting one of the mooring ropes against one of the bollards that I've printed. Here's a couple of guys that are doing, looks like they're carrying maybe fish crates of some kind, and then maybe a supervisor. But I can't quite capture enough detail. I'll have to do better with some lighting next time. But these are fantastic. This makes prizer figures, quite frankly, look like toys. And they've been the benchmark for HO scale modelers for years. So these guys are really on the cutting edge with 3D printing and scanning to get great poses. But this is their transition era crew. So they're printing these off 5 at a time. This is their bundle sets. I think it's 15 pounds, I think, is what they have them set at. And if you order, I believe 75 or 80 pounds worth of stuff, you get free shipping. So it's worth it. Here's what I'm noticing. I'm pretty particular when it comes to supports, and I saw a lot of people complaining with another post that somebody did online that, well, the supports are still on the models. Yeah, but I can tell pretty quick. These may be 0.2 millimeters on the tips, and a key for me that I'm looking at, because I print hundreds of models a month, is that I'm noticing that one, either the tips separated during shipping, which is perfectly fine for me, or they're separating during printing, which I try and tell people, hey, if you can get your models to the point where those supports separate during the print process at a point where, the islands, which in this case would be hands, connects with the rest of the model, that's actually a great support, because it's no longer needed once the island is connected to the model. And so you can get away with 0.1 millimeter, 1500ths in that connection. But these are outstanding. I mean, there's texture in the jacket on these guys. Nice folds in the pants, the jackets, the hats are fantastic. This is crazy. I was hoping for the best, and these guys have delivered. So shout out to you guys over at MODELU. I'll dig through the rest of these here real quick. This is the on deck bundle. So I'll have these guys, another mooring pose here for these guys with this figure in particular here. So these guys are going to be perfect for an on deck scene with the barge that I have rolling or moored up. So I might do one smaller barge that's moored up, one that's pulling in or getting tugged in. This next one here is the shed staff. I got this one just for a general little scene. So shed staff. Looks like I got, man, that one's got shovel with coal in it. It's pretty tight. Boy, these guys do some nice work. I should be able to drop this in hot water for like 10-15 seconds, and these supports will probably peel right off. I'll probably grab a video of that. But the detail on the shovels is fantastic. So you got to be careful because I can see that's a pretty tight connection there. Looks like they've done things really, really well. So, hey, with anything 3D printing, you got to be careful. So I know that. So I'll be super, super careful with an X-Acto knife and probably getting underneath that shovel as I start pulling supports away. But again, these guys are using props and having people come in and model these poses, doing the 3D scan, and then going to their 3D print. So looks like I got one here that had a support failure on the back. It is what it is. I'll reach out to those guys and just let them know that this particular one, this is the Crew at Rest bundle. I've got one figure in here on this set that for some reason that support on the back side didn't hold up, and so I'm missing the back of the jacket. I can probably hide that, or have him back to back with somebody else in a scene. Not a big deal, but these should actually paint up pretty well. And again, this is, I can't even compare them to Prizer in my opinion. And so for the price point, people are going to say, well, $3 or £3 or $3 a figure is expensive, and I'm like, well, for quality, I'm going to say no, it's not. And maybe you can buy your Prizer stuff in bulk still, and then you scatter these into your front important scenes so that you've got, the higher detail is where the focus should be. And I'm of the opinion that I think in the model railroading community, we can do an even better job with just simple paint schemes and washes. So once I get my waterfront stuff set up, I'll get into painting a few of these just so that you can see how simple it is to bring these 3D prints to life. But these guys have done a fantastic job. This is the last one. This is the GPO worker bundle. So this is mail. So if you got a baggage car or a dockside setup for mail delivery, this would be perfect to use for that particular scenario. But I'm really excited. Sometimes you order things, you hope for the best. These guys, again, MODELU. I will post a link to their website. Because again, I'm all about helping promote other small businesses that are in the 3D print community. So I've got a link below in the description. I'll have a link to my Patreon page. I'll have a link to my Facebook page. I'll have a link to my online store. I'll give you all the links below. Patreon's new for me. We're month 3, and the theme this month, I did waterfront last month. This month is around the yard. But we're looking at 10 to 15 models a month. So, between $10 and $15, depending on which level you sign up at. You've got a great set of models for about $1 a piece. Last month I did a huge crane, dockside crane. So this month I'm doing a pretty good size hump tower and also some bridge components for those that want steel bridges with concrete piers, along with a whole host of other things. I've already posted up the switch gear, which got huge reviews already with thumbs up on that piece because it's stuff that I don't necessarily know is missing from the hobby, but I'm just doing details based on themes. So hey, again, shout out to these guys over at MODELU. Great product, great packaging, and I'll post the link below. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope everything's doing great. Bye.